as Amy mentioned, I'm Maryam and I'm a writer and researcher based in Lagos.
Hi, I'm Jubril, a software engineer and creative coder based in London. And today we're sharing the Future Protest, which we began developing earlier this year. We're excited to share our work in progress with you.
Wetin dey follow you talk?
You say by 2050, Lagos will be full of flood.
You sabi say Lagos fit
Lagos go drown for
flooding
2050.
by 2050.
It's a co-Atlantic that will drown. Those rich people that are enslaving us, that are turning our lagoon, our tourist areas to houses, they are the ones that, in fact, they will sink with the building. That's what will happen. Yes, because that's natural. I know that they say the whole of VI is water, was water.
Before, there was a time we were still young. We still see the water. We standing on the road, we see the water. Water is going far. They are
I saw with my own eyes. I saw that ocean, I saw that lagoon, that beach where people used to come from far and wide to come and, just see nature and admire nature. You understand? Now the government and those that feel they have money, they feel they can live on top of it. They feel they want to live by riverside. They want to do ocean view.
Yes.
And then they're even depriving us the privilege of even going to see what they have done there. Those are the people that will sink in 2050. If there's anything like that.
This is Lagos. The lagoon which surrounds the city is both abundant and precarious. Before Lagos was colonized by the British, the area was lush with wetlands and mangrove forests that thrive in salty or brackish water and support a diverse ecosystem of plants and animals. Mangroves provide a natural habitat for many aquatic organisms and shield inland habitats and communities from tropical storms. But during their imperial rule, the British enacted a deeply racist ethos that defined the colonial relationship with the body of water. And in their bid to cement control of the region and mitigate malaria, they began a huge campaign of land reclamation. Fast forward to the present day, the government has cleared all but a few of the communities which have called the waterways home, and the mangrove trees which surrounded the lagoon have essentially been erased. Additionally, the water receives enormous amounts of largely untreated industrial and other wastes. For example, plastic products, used tires and car parts are some of the waste items that end up in the water through inappropriate disposal methods. But yet and still, the water surrounds the city.
Using the generative capacity of protest as a glitch, which can create an opening, the Future Protest is a speculative archive which invites a wider public to contemplate the Lagos Lagoon's sonic histories. On the digital platform which streams a video feed of the present-day lagoon, we ask participants to record a description of a protest they would like to hold in future. Drawing on Denise Ferrara da Silva's concept of poetics, not to better the world as it is, but to imagine its end and reconstitution, we've created a poetic algorithm which derives energy values from silence or pauses and gaps within the speaker's recording. These speculative protests create algorithmic mangrove trees that absorb sound, memory, and silence from the lagoon.
These speculative mangroves are composed of plastic bottles and other trash items that appear on the water due to our interest in the relationship between archive and waste, as both rely on a process of separation to parse the valuable from the worthless. These speculative trees ask, what does it look like to acknowledge and work with the waste rather than to erase or forget it? And if we think about protests as a sort of dream space and how they often enact other worlds or modes of being, when the simple act of saying no is threatening to the world as we know it, this creates a sort of pathway for us in thinking about how protest sonics might provide a sort of alternative route of mapping, imaginating, and navigating not just the water, but the world as we know it. Today, we're sharing the prototype of our interactive website, and we'd like to invite the audience to speculate with us, and in particular, imagine a future protest, which takes place today, October 29th, year to be decided. Using the framework of an exquisite corpse, which is a collaborative website or collaborative writing exercise, we're inviting you to imagine and compose responses to the following prompts. We've shared a link where you can input your responses in the chat. So the prompts are, what are you bringing to the protest? Who are you going to the protest with? And when do you know the protest is over? We invite you to respond to whichever prompt you feel able to respond to. We're going to take just about 1.5 minutes for this, and then I will read and demo our collective narrative so we can see how our voices generate the tree on the interactive website. So again, feel free to respond if you're able to, and if not, you can just look at our website while we wait. We are going to begin our demo, but we will continue this session during the next Q&A after this. So if you can go ahead, I will begin. It's October 29th, and I'm taking musical instruments, love, sandwiches, cookies, my body and my heart, snacks in a water bottle, the end of war and violence, my kid, my husband, my hope. I'm going to the protest with myself, my friends around the world, those without the means to defend themselves, my ancestors, comrades, the next generation, disabled people, the community. I know the protest is over when the crowd is not loud anymore, when my body no longer hurts, when change is here, when I'm done, when the seeds bloom and we are free from pain, when there is a revolution. We can stop the recording now.
This animation is one part of a wider project which uses Lagos waterways as a site for speculative research, sustainability, and radical collective publishing practices.
In 2026, we will launch the Library on the Lagoon, which is an immersive installation that creates a collaborative research outpost on the water, inviting passengers to board and sonically record their sentiments, thoughts, and ruminations on protests in the future. Passenger responses will be transcribed onto a device, which is basically a typewriter that powers a trash collection wheel in the water. The typewriter powers the wheel through the energy generated by typing, and this is a working prototype still in process. The exercise ultimately contemplates words as energy and archiving as technology. Through the future protest, water is a site for collective research where archival documentation and words can both touch the water and do in the water. At the foundation of this exercise are publishing acts, where publishing is a collaborative process and a speculative exercise to discover alternative futures for writing, research, and storytelling. Thank you so much to the Processing Foundation and to our incredible mentors. We are really, really excited and just the beginning of a project that we plan to continue working on. So thank you.
Thank you.